Welcome to Bed Crime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T, and if true crime is your jam, and like me, you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. Also, if you find value in my content, please hit that like button. We're nearly at the 12-month mark for Summerwell's disappearance, and we still have no answers as to where she is and what happened to her. Without any new information, but not wanting to stop putting Summer's name and face out there, I continue to go back to early interviews and videos to see if anything jumps out. I think now is a good time to remember that Candace Bly made a very curious statement on Kraken Case's YouTube channel. In my opinion, it's one of the most important comments Candace has made regarding Summer's disappearance, and it screams for a follow-up. Take a listen. Candace says, if I walked out there with her, what if I did this, what if I did that? We've never been told where that there is that she's referring to. The what if I walked out there with her. No one has asked her what she meant by all these what ifs. Find the answers to those questions, and you may just have the answer to the biggest question of them all. What happened to Summer? Guess who else associated with Summer's case said some similar what if comments? Give up? Okay. None other than Jodi Sue Brown. Listen to what Jodi Sue said in her 16th video about June 15th, 2021, the day Summer vanished.
There was a very real reason, several of them why it is that we heard and nobody else did, and maybe why people doubt, or maybe why it wasn't taken as seriously, because everybody's like, but why? Well, other neighbors didn't. That's all I can say is, what we heard was not an animal. It was not a kicked dog. My kids immediately picked it up as the kids, but to me, I wasn't thinking Summer. And it's one of the only regrets I think I've ever had in my life. And it has been throughout this. I mean, it's like, what if this and what if that? And I'm not a what if person, but I'll tell you with this, I have been what if. And I wish I'd done a lot of things differently that day. And I still don't know how I missed something so, especially in that state of hypervigilance and PD. I just don't understand.
In this particular video, Jodi Sue talks about how the property that she was living on Ben Hill Road, the property just across the street from the Wells land, allowed her and her two kids to hear noises from nearly every other home in the hollow. Jodi Sue says it's one of the only regrets I've ever had in my life, but she doesn't really spell out what that regret is. This is another of the critical statements made in this case that's screaming for follow-up. Jodi Sue, what is your regret about June 15th? Is it not following up on the scream that you claim you heard? Is it not going down your driveway and up the Wells driveway to see who made that sound? What are your what ifs? And what are all the things that you wish you'd done differently that day? Let us know. Will Candace answer that question truthfully? Doubtful. She's given us no reason to believe that she's willing to tell the truth. You can say all day long how much you miss your daughter and you want her back, but your words are as hollow as that holler if you don't follow through with action. All we've seen of Candace is her running away, pulling off mics, closing the door to CPS, turning her back on Summer. Jodi Sue is more likely to answer that question, and I would like her to spell out exactly what she meant. Whether or not we can believe her, I don't know. She seems like she wants to help, but then we hear stories about her son possibly creeping on the Wells property, and of her telling the people who saw him that he was just getting their mail. I definitely get the sense that Jodi Sue is a fierce protector of her kids and would do anything and everything to protect them no matter what. She's also very protective of her neighbors in the holler, too. She tried hard to steer people like Ziggy away from talking to certain people, including her ex-partner, Andy Bernard. Why? If only there was a truth serum that we could make people involved drink, then we might be able to find Summer. Let's not forget Summer Moon Utah Wells. She deserves answers, and she deserves to come home. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.